And welcome back to Around the Waves on KCOU 88.1 FM Columbia. I'm Luca Vitale alongside me, Ben Schmidt, Justin Kraft. Last topic of the day. Tom Brady is not making another Super Bowl run this season after he and the Buccaneers, they practically crawled to the finish line of a 31-14 loss to the Cowboys on Monday night. That defeat was the second most lopsided in Brady's 23-year career as an NFL quarterback and marked just the fourth time the longtime Patriots star went one and done in the tournament. And now, the million-dollar question, Justin, now what?
He'll be back. The GOAT will definitely be back. I think, he's not going to want to, go out like this. He definitely didn't like, the sour taste in his mouth of what happened, last year against the Rams. And I think he's feeling that sour taste again here, after getting pounced on by the Cowboys at home, a game that I thought Tom Brady was going to come out and Byron Leftwich was going to actually, call a pretty good game and they would win that game. But I think if the Bucs can find a way to get a, offensive coordinator that can really, just make the offense look productive and help those weapons in Godwin and Mike Evans, just get more open or find some other guys or just more scheming that they can just make that offense, transcend into what it was a couple, years ago when they won the Super Bowl and be a top 5, offense. And I think Tom Brady is going to stick around. We'll see if, the Bucs don't hire someone big, for OC, we'll see if Tom Brady, the GOAT, decides to, take that ship, right out of Tampa and go somewhere else.
I agree with you, but he will not be back in Tampa. That offense all season long was probably the most archaic offense there was. There was absolutely, positively no running game all season long. Leonard Fournette looks washed beyond belief. Rashad White, he looked good at times, but that offensive line was just garbage. And you are asking a 45-year-old man who is practically the greatest of all times, to throw the football 67 times. That is never going to work in a regular season game, let alone a playoff game. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, nobody looked on the same page the entire season. And sure enough, it showed up during that playoff game. That was one of the most embarrassing playoff games I think I've ever seen. Tom Brady, when you saw his press conference, it seemed in that presser, the last thing, it sounded like he was saying goodbye to Tampa Bay because there is no way he can go back there next year, even with someone like Greg Roman, if he went there, I don't know, another good OC, but there is no way he's going back to Tampa Bay. That I will say. However, he did say he wanted to play football until he's 45 years old. So there's that in the question. But I will say is he should go to the New York Jets. I think he should go there. He'll be back in the AFC East. They got a great defense there. The offense, we'll see about the offense. I think they got great weapons at their disposal. Breece Hall will be back. Zach Wilson is definitely not an NFL quarterback. If lucky, he's a backup quarterback. Mike White is not a starting quarterback either. So I think the Jets would be a great opportunity for him. The Indianapolis Colts, there's too much work for there to be done. Tom Brady is basically, I think there is one season left if lucky. But other than that, he cannot be back in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I don't get any indication he's going to hang up the cleats here. But contrary to what you think, Luca, over the last couple of days, I've kind of swayed my opinion a little bit. I think he does end up back in Tampa Bay.
Really?
And that's just because if you look at the state of the roster, and you bring up the team with the Jets, although the roster looks to be largely in place with the quarterback, they don't have an offensive play caller. They fired their OC, their head coach is a defensive guy.
Okay,
so it's the same situation to where I think Brady would largely have an input on who's calling the plays. Same in Tampa Bay. If he comes back, they would, I'm sure, give him plenty of input on who they're going to bring in. Does Brady at this age want to move to a team, learn a whole new offense, learn with a whole new set of play callers? And even though outside the two perfect fits would be San Francisco, which if they get to the Super Bowl, I don't know how you move on.
Yeah.
And then Miami is the other one, and they already said they're committed to Tua. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
We'll see about that.
That would be the other one. But outside of that, it's like he's not going to get up and go to Vegas with that horrible defense and have to play Mahomes twice a year. Even if you were to go the Jets, do you want to play Josh Allen and Belichick 4 times out of the year? I don't know that he does. Maybe he wants to play Belichick, but I don't know about Josh Allen that many times. So Tampa, you're still close to your family. I mean, I believe his kids, they're I think in Miami now. I believe that's where Giselle's at, and you're the division still stinks. So even if they rebuild some teams, they're probably still going to have a home playoff game next year. So I think that's part of the reason why, because I just don't think there's like a perfect fit. When he was a free agent a couple years ago, Tampa, the roster was set. They had Bruce Arians, everything locked into place, and I just don't see, unless something were to change to where 49ers were to just say, hey, we're going to take you in for a season, the team is in place. If that doesn't open up, I just don't see an option that much better than Tampa Bay, where he's going to have more input on the O coordinator. You would think they would probably do something with the running situation. Maybe they move off of Fournette and turn that over to Rashad White, who showed some flashes. And you would hope there'd be more timing next season with Godwin and Evans. Whether that could be fixed one off season, I don't know. But I just think that makes the most sense out of everything.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning into Around the Ways, and we will see you next Friday.